Greetings and welcome to Faction Masters Season 5. We're bringing you Game 7 now, featuring the Benders, I'm sorry, I should say the Breakers, played by ghhinman, going up against the Shadow Elves of Massimo. And we have a real treat for this game. We've got both players in the commentary chat with me, ready to break down the game for you. Say hello.
Hi, hello.
Maybe we'll start with you, Massimo, because we can even see your opening hand. What are your plans in this matchup? How did you think you were going to approach it when the game was beginning?
Yeah, I usually play account with Shadow Elves. Cool has a lot of health, so not so easy to assassinate. And I noticed I made a couple of mistakes using Seekers wrongly, who are prime target for mind witches, but yeah, we will see about that. And yeah, I was quite happy with how the game went in the end, but it was a difficult fight for sure.
Yeah. All right. And ghhinman, what do you have any strategies or just any things to watch out for here? Any keys to the game?
Yeah, I haven't played this matchup too many times, but the main thing I'm kind of concerned about is just being able to do enough damage to take Shadow Elf units off the board in one turn, because otherwise they're just going to disappear, and I'm not going to have to do it from the start again, and you're going to see a lot of that over the course of this game.
Okay. Well, let's get it going. Let's start things off with a hypnotic call. Trying to pull that ranger in.
So kind of on the same note of what I was saying, one thing I'm kind of thinking about is trying to get damage on gates when I can, because those are a little more difficult to just bounce back and eliminate all my work.
Well, gates can be played again. I've had some games against the Shadow Elves where I had to kill that 10 health gate 2 or even 3 times.
You'll see plenty of that too.
Okay. And now Massimo's got taking health from the mage here instead of from the gate. That surprised me a little, but I suppose that gives you the second boost you need to just take it right off the board.
Yeah, in the end it was a costly move, but at least I got the receiver, and in the end, yeah, you can use deceivers for your advantage as well as Shadow Elves. So
yeah, I think I probably should have played around that a little more. I gave you a lot of boost with my deceivers this game.
Yeah, anybody with engage, the Phoenix Elves, the Vanguards, you know, there are quite a few where taking damage on your own turn actually just sort of helps them out. And see, the move here is blocking the summoning spots on that gate, although if you kill the Mind Witch, you'll open one up, which didn't happen anyhow. I expect we'll see this Seeker will faint in front of the gate. Nope. Oh, didn't kill the Ranger. Never mind.
I'm feeling pretty happy with the dice so far. So my 3 for 3 is not the most relevant on that Shadow Mage.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see you're definitely prioritizing that gate, getting some good hits against it here. Well, not there, but that's the... I feel like the main difficulty when I'm playing as Breakers is just how few of their units are hitting on swords. It can make their dice rolling very unreliable. And Massimo, you're... Oh, I was...
He did a great job, yeah, attacking my gate, and now I was a little bit panicking because I didn't get any other gate, any event that would help, and so I put down a lot of units, maybe too many, I don't know. But yeah, only 2 health left of my main gate, and no into darkness and no tome. So yeah, I was a little bit worried about the game.
So here I see kind of a cute play to try and take the gate down.
Ah, you're gonna try to mind capture that Shadow Knight. Also, Mind Witch copying the Seeker is great. Didn't quite get the hit though. Yeah.
That was a crucial moment of course.
Yeah, that was kind of a turning point in the game, I think.
Yeah, just when you had drawn into darkness to take it off the board and put it back in with full health.
Yes. And I can even threaten Kulu a little bit. So yeah.
Putting it right back in the same place. That was a good place for it. And we're setting up a glinting speed play. Those are always exciting. I thought you might be using the Seeker to attack Takula directly, but the Deceiver does make that a bit more difficult.
I think it was also perplexing Tempest. It couldn't quite.
Ah, right. I had forgotten that was in play. Good point. Even damaging your own gate just to get more boosts on Selendar. Well, the Selendar boost economy can get pretty strong. It looks like, ghhinman, you're moving Takulu to a place that's a bit safer now.
And throwing that Deceiver into the breach, which I think I might live to regret with all the boost it's going to pile up on Cylinder.
And I just I forgot how crucial it is for the Mind Witch to copy the Seeker, and I failed to put it in a better space. And this time your Mind Witch didn't copy the Seeker, so maybe that would have been a play.
I think I should have copied it for paint. That's a good point.
Yeah.
Because I think I was thinking, oh, I don't get anything because I didn't summon the Mind Witch this turn. But yeah, you still get paint.
Yeah, and the thing about breakers is they just don't have the firepower to kill my big health unit in one turn sometimes, and this makes it really difficult because I generated a lot of boosts, and
I think that's another turn I should have copied Feint instead of the Wind Mage. Yeah, I missed that a couple times.
Well, neither one of these summoners has any way to heal, so every little damage chip can add up in the end. I'm noticing they're both down to 8 now, which is Takulu started a bit higher, but is something to keep mindful as we just kind of jockeying for position here, it looks like. Not getting the best dice rolls for either side here, but overall it seems to me that the Shadow Elves are a bit ahead on position, but maybe a bit behind in the value game. Once this goes down, we'll take a look at the magic piles. ghhinman's still got 13 in his draw pile. Massimo's down to 7, but has more magic to make up for it, so maybe about even there. Seems like we're about even on the board in terms of the value of the units also. So sometimes these are just a bunch of little advantages that can add up in the end.
I remember right at the start, I believe massimo discarded 4 cards each of the first 2 turns to kind of build up that big magic supply, which made a lot of sense to me as Shadow Elves, where if you have the magic, you can just keep recurring the units.
And I love these formations. We've got breakers just all in a line. Oh, we had that diagonal there. It was very aesthetically pleasing. Now the position is being broken up a bit, but it was nice while it lasted. And again, Massimo, you're valuing the boost over trying to whittle down this gate.
Yeah, in the end, this gate protects me as well because I don't want to get into a ranged fight with the Shadow Elves, with the breakers. So
Speaking of which, I think I'm about to make,
Another gate there. Maybe not where you wanted it to be.
Yeah, I end up jamming myself up pretty good, I think.
I think breakers really have to make use of wind mages, the events, to take down my units, and this gate, these 2 gates help me more, I think. So I rest them in peace.
Yep, I think that works out pretty well for you.
Yeah, once again, using that starting gate as just a draw engine between your mages using their ability from it or just units attacking it with a low value attack. Really getting a lot of boost out of it. Boost and draw.
And I'm kind of just in a desperation, how many dice can I get on these, 4 health units to try and kill them?
It's hard to do that. It seems like he's always going to have enough boosts. Oh, that's a good use of the Wind Mage push, though. Not quite enough dice, though, but you got another push there, so tucked away in that crevice, your mages managed to pull it out and kill it, taking Selendar down to 7. Just getting another Shadow Mage with that tome. Nothing fancy. I feel like people often use those tomes for some kind of fancy combos with Shadow Pulse or the Flash Step ability, but sometimes you just want more commons. Massimo's getting towards the end of his draw pile here. Only 2 left in the draw pile, but many more resources. 7 boosts on Selendar. Can summon those same units over and over.
Yeah, but I noticed I set myself up for like some wind mages play, so that wasn't optimal.
Ghhinman
Wind
finding...
Mage's play is what I'm playing breakers for.
Yeah. Finding yourself pretty low on magic here. But if you capture the unit, he can't return them. Just going for magic. I guess if you kill it, he can't take it back always either.
Yeah, that was the thought. Is that in a position right there, probably just would have been giving him magic to kill it. I'm not sure what would have been right, just because I was so strapped for units at this point.
Yeah, I would have gone for the magic as well. And I mean, in the end, we were always very low on magic, so there wasn't too much to be afraid of.
Yeah, don't have to worry about any wind archers popping 3 up into your face.
Yeah, deceivers are just not a great unit for wall destruction.
No, they're just clogging up the board for the moment. And then I'm kind of sick of my own gates here.
Yeah. Getting in the way a little bit.
And then I think this is, as I recall, a pretty critical turn where you just decimate both deceivers. Because I did not see this coming.
Well, I can see the one. I'm not sure how the other one is going to get taken out, but I suppose I can watch and learn here. Or maybe a Shadow Pulse. There it
Most
is.
brutal Shadow Pulse in the universe.
There it is. Very, very good. And you got some good targets for Shadow Pulse your own units just to get more boost.
Yeah, I used that as well. So that was a pretty nice turn.
High value Shadow. Yeah.
And then another boost from the deceiver.
Yeah, that one was brutal. And then I've got 0 magic, so I'm just kind of like, oh, I think, is this the turn? Yeah. I'm just taking in activity damage here.
Yeah, you've got not a lot of breaker units left. You really need to protect them, even if that means taking a little damage on your summoner. I see you just built 1 magic there. And Massimo is really making it hard for you to gain any more by killing his units. Imagine we'll see...
Yep.
Okay, Hypnotic Call number 2.
I figure that gives me a nice setup to try and kill it without overextending my units too much.
Ooh, got it in the end. Celandar's down to 6. You're both down to 6. So do you remember, ghhinman, how many units did you have left in that hand?
I believe my hand right now is Wind Archer, Mind Witch, Mind Control.
Okay. Well...
And so here I kind of think, you know what? I got a chance to get 4 dice on Celandar, and then if I can set up like a sneaky mind control, then maybe I can kind of cheese the win that way, because I'm feeling like I'm definitely behind at this point.
Yeah. Well, I think I would go for it too. You got him down to 3. Sometimes when you're behind or when you're losing, you got to take some risks. As the poker players say, you got to play to your outs.
Indeed. And I think there it was probably a mistake not to discard any cards, because I've got a Mind Control, a Mind Witch, and a Wind Archer left in hand. So I did kind of struggle with that decision and decided to keep them all for now and hope to try and get some magic off the Mind Control, but Massimo's obviously not playing into it, so it doesn't really work out.
Yeah, at first I forgot about mind control, and then I pulled the mage back, realizing you don't have any magic, and I don't want to give you the option to play mind control. So it was kind of a misplay with spending 2 magic on the mage just to pull it back at the end of the turn. Full health.
Yeah, then the following turn I end up, I think, just discarding my Mind Control, because I see that if I'm ever in a position to use it, I'm just going to get Cthulhu killed. And then I'm just desperately trying to convert the Mind Witch into a little more magic, that maybe I can get one more for a Wind Archer, but I kind of feel like I'm dead at this point.
Yeah, well, at some point, Takulu's going to have to just do her best to convert all of his units, but I think
Because I'm very aware that the second tome hasn't been played, which even if Glinting Speed got discarded, I can just get a million dice in my face kind of at any point here.
yeah. And Massimo, you're keeping that Shadow Mage in front, so he can't get a lucky roll and pick off one of the Seekers.
I think at this time he played all his one magic commons, so I wasn't afraid of any other unit coming out. So.
Last tome for a Shadow Knight. And,
Here's the coup de grace.
yeah. Well, we see a glinting... Oh, here's the glinting speed. Sometimes you want the summoner himself to finish you off. Well, I don't think it'll be necessary, though, but... Oh, that's nice. You're sending Selenar up to finish the job. Well played.
Style points.
Great. Well, that was a very, very intense match. We may have kind of brushed through some of the little details, but on a broad point, I feel like I agree with you that those forward walls, ghhinman, just actually kind of hindered your progress and gave a lot of places for Massimo to hide his units and make it tough for you to get to them.
Definitely agreed. I was kind of thinking when I put them down that I like being able to shoot and then Wind Mage to safety, but it worked out way more to the advantage of the Shadow Elves. I think the other mistake that we pointed out on this video was there were a couple opportunities I could have copied Feint to keep a Mind Witch safer.
Yep.
I just didn't do it.
I mean, especially missing that gate was very, very painful. I mean, he spends two class and.
Oh, we're saying early on, yeah, I remember that. That
my knight and getting a damage while he's killing it, and yeah, that was.
I think it was this turn right here, pretty early on, even. Yeah.
It was this one, yeah.
I will say I got some pretty lucky rolls for it to be down to 2 in the first place, so I was kind of due for a miss. But yeah, that was a big miss for sure.
It could have been a very different game if you would have had to wait for get your next wall back. But right there, that was the one we talked about. Yeah, the early wall destruction can really put the tempo in your favor. I think against some people play Shadow Elves very aggressively, but they can be a very strong defensive faction too. Very versatile. Almost any playstyle you want to do, they can do it. Well, any other closing thoughts, Massimo?
Yeah, the thing you mentioned about the gates helping me more than him, the two blocking gates in the front, and of course, damaging my units just to see them being returned is so painful, and for breakers it's difficult to get the killing shot, and I think they need to rely on the gates and on clever wind mage plays, which he did a lot, and in the end it wasn't enough. Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you to both our competitors. Thanks for joining me on the call, and thanks to all our viewers here. We will see you next time for more Faction Masters.